All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again to step in the ring with the greatest tag team in podcast history. Just Freaking Wrestling. The JFW Podcast, hosted by Travis D.
I'm Dizzle J.
And before we get into our conversation tonight to talk about Survivor Series coming this Sunday,
Right.
and WarGames happening in NXT tomorrow,
I'm a little more excited for WarGames.
I'm really excited for WarGames because it's like the first WarGames match in almost like 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too caught up on NXT, but I'm definitely going to watch that tomorrow at some point in time.
Oh, yeah. And the beautiful thing is, like, it'll be on the WWE Network where you could go back and watch it, even if you can't watch it tomorrow.
For $9.99.
For just $9.99. But before we get to all that, I want to wish everyone from us to them a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Because next week will be Thanksgiving.
And we won't be recording on Thursday.
We will not be recording on Thursday. The next time we record will be after Thursday.
Right.
Yeah, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone. A happy Black Wednesday for those who are able to celebrate it. And Godspeed to all those going out on Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going out on Black Friday.
I will be out on Black Friday just to go to Menards with my mom. Kind of like a tradition.
So you got like bodyguard mom.
Yeah, those are savages out there.
I mean, I've seen pictures. I've done it once, and I almost got stabbed by a 5-year-old.
It's weird because I think, if I remember right, from last year, I think Menards opens up at either 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I can't remember which it is. But me and my mom, we get there like around like 2. And we kind of like camp out. Then when we see the line start forming, then we alternate saving the spot in line. So I'll hang out in the car and stay warm. She'll go and sit in line for like half an hour, and then we'll swap. And I'll be out there for like 45 minutes to an hour, then she'll come up for 30 back and forth. So we can save our spot, but we both want to be out there freezing our asses off. Especially as last year, it was raining. But the weirdest thing about it was, I mean, everyone's anal about getting a shopping cart.
Really?
Yeah, oh man, trust me, yeah. It is fucking goofy how, I mean, like, it's like the cure to cancer to these people. And there was one woman who stole like 3 of them. Like, literally got in there, grabbed 3, and just hauled ass with them. It got to the point where Menards ran out of shopping carts, and then, like, people started using garbage cans.
So were they buying the garbage cans?
No.
They were just using
They were going out, finding those big-ass, like, industrial garbage cans. They could wheel around, throwing shit in. Then they pulled everything out. People are trying to fucking jump in there to get the stuff at the bottom. And at the end, they're like, oh, no, I'm not buying that. That was my shopping cart.
That's awesome.
Goofy. But
I went for, like, electronics or something years ago, and I got myself, like, a decent TV for $100.
oh, yeah.
I mean, I walked in just as they opened, though. I wasn't in no line or anything, but this was way before it got super
Was
crazy.
that Walmart? Best Buy?
Target?
Yeah. There was one girl that I used to work with, and I don't want to turn this into a whole Black Friday shopping thing, but she told me, like, when she would go Black Friday shopping, she would actually go to the Walmart south of her, and she lives in Ashcombe. So I don't know if it's like Gilman or wherever it is.
Yeah.
But apparently that Walmart is like untouched on Black Wednesday. So,
Really?
yeah, so like when everyone's in Kankakee, Bradley area, shopping to 2 Walmarts, and they're stealing those like TV sales when like they had the special for like $150 for like a big ass TV, but they only carry like 5 or 9 of them. You go down to Gilman, they like have a surplus of them because people don't go down there and shop.
Well, fuck, man. I guess we know where we should go.
Exactly.
But anyhow.
Yeah, but that's at the end of the week. Starting this weekend is, I'll call it Survivor Series weekend. It's one of the, the big 4 when it comes to WWE pay-per-views. You got the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, then following, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, then SummerSlam, followed by Survivor Series.
I mean, I think there's going to be less now, too. From rumors I'm hearing, that there maybe only be 1 pay-per-view a month. Is what I don't know if they're going to recombine the brand or just, give SmackDown 1 month and then Raw the next month.
I hope they don't put the brands back together because, I mean, you're just going to go back to the problem that they had before.
Right. I like the way it is right now. I mean, I know a lot of people don't, but I think, and we've talked about it before, where there's just so much talent on the entire roster.
Yeah.
You can't put them all on one show. You can't put them all, you have to, what they've done is great. You have those guys, Cena, who goes back and forth. Mm-hmm. You can have those random guys go back and forth. That's cool. But as far as coming back together, I just think that'd be a terrible decision. What are you gonna do? Combine all the belts again?
Yeah, they need to keep it the way it is. And I think after like 2017's done, they start rolling in 2018. Maybe like the roster will kind of like start thinning out like just a little. Like I don't know if Brock Lesnar is gonna stick around after his contract's over. From what I hear, the Big Show's coming to the end of his career. Goldust is probably not that far behind. R-Truth is probably not that far behind either. I mean, eventually, like these older veterans who have already made a great career for themselves, will eventually, I don't want to say fall by the wayside, but kind of like, pass that torch,
retire or take a backstage role. I hope they don't go in the way of like some wrestlers where they just go to the indie scene and just kill themselves. Mm-hmm. Try to be a trainer or open up your own gym. I know a lot of these guys probably have side jobs anyway, and Goldust could always go manage Cody on the road.
God, yeah, that'd be interesting.
That'd be interesting.
But I don't think he'd be able to manage his Goldust though.
I think he would do it as Dustin.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's all options for all of them. I mean, obviously, I think the best thing that like Goldust could do is probably work in NXT.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe promos and stuff like that, like kind of, following his dad's footsteps of helping down there. Big Show will probably stick around, do some backstage.
He'd probably be a trainer for the big man because, I mean, even now Big Show is still pretty much an ass kicker. He used to go off the top ropes. You got people like Braun Strowman and Eric, or the Bludgeon Brothers, who are big men. Obviously, Braun's is the biggest of men right now.
Yeah, and I mean, you even got big guys, Big Cass, who eventually he'll be back.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about Big Cass.
You got the members of Insanity down in NXT. I think he'd be great helping out those guys. I mean, there's so many options, and when they start to dwindle that down and everything, I don't think they would need a Raw and a SmackDown pay-per-view every single month. I think it's fine if they alternated it. I mean, it would open up the doors to have more pay-per-view quality matches on, SmackDown on TV, or on Raw. And
I was just thinking the same thing.
But, I mean, who knows? I mean, hopefully, in my opinion, they do this relaunch of ECW.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. I mean, as long as they did it right, like we talked about, it's got to be TV mature or TV 14 or whatever the case may be, and then
it's the only way it'll work.
Down show.
Yeah, it would only way it works.
Yeah.
Turn it into that indie show.
Oh yeah.
Pre-TNN, ECW.
Oh, Jesus.
Back in the day, that would work out perfect.
Was that the chain link fence with the garbage bags behind it?
Hell yeah, absolutely it is. That was the best ECW.
Oh man, I remember like it used to be on for like an hour, I think, at like 3:00 in the morning, and we didn't have DVR. I had a VCR that I would have to set. And hopefully it didn't get bumped for something else. I mean, those tapes probably worth money now, but I don't have them anymore. I record over everything. And, VCRs don't exist.
The way you do is you have to pop that little plastic piece off the VHS so you can never record on it again unless you put tape over it.
Really? Never knew that.
Yeah, there's a little at the bottom of the tape, there's a little nub there that you just pop right off, and it doesn't allow recording on it anymore.
Oh, fuck.
Unless you put a piece of like electrical tape across there or some shit.
Never knew that.
I know, right? The more you learn about VHS.
Yeah.
In 2017.
Now that I have a DVR where all I got to do is type in what I want to watch.
Oh, shit. NXT WarGames is Saturday. They're bringing back the actual War Game match. First time in 20 years.
I mean, I'm totally excited because I think I maybe seen one or two of these matches before. And obviously I could look them back up now, but I just haven't. But yeah, I'm totally... And then have it to be NXT, which is just phenomenal every time I watch it. If I watch it, I end up binge watching at least 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I only watched the one War Games pay-per-view itself. I honestly believe like I saw the worst of the War Game match though. It was weird how they did it, and what WCW did for the particular one I saw, which was it was basically like WCW versus NWO Black and White versus NWO Wolfpack. Is they just they tweaked the rules, and that's the great thing about War Games is it's the same match, but you could alter the rules in your favor, and the way you see fit.
Right, so it has 3 rings, right?
2 rings.
2 rings.
So there's 2 rings side by side, and there's a cage that goes around the entire thing. You're thinking of World War III. It has the 3 rings.
Ah.
So, I'm sure there are adjusted rules to this. I'm not exactly sure how this match is going to work. But basically, what in the match that I saw, again, it was WCW versus NWO Black and White versus NWO Wolfpack. 2 guys started, and then after 5 minutes, a random partner came in, and then after that, every minute another partner came in, then came in, they came in, and basically, first fall wins. But everyone was against
the whole match.
Yeah, there wasn't like even though you had partners, you weren't exactly a team. It was a free for all to name the number 1 contender for the title.
Really?
So they just had 2 black and white. So there was Stevie Ray and Hulk Hogan from NWO Black and White. There was Sting and Bret Hart. Nope, I'm completely wrong. There was 3 from each. I'm gonna start that over, right? There's 3 teams. There are 3 partners. Yeah, I know, right? There are 3 partners from each team. NWO Black and White had Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, and Stevie Ray. Wolfpack had Sting, Lex Luger, and Kevin Nash. WCW had DDP, The Warrior, and Roddy Piper. But yeah, I mean, it was basically every minute a new guy would come in. But if DDP and Bret Hart started out the match. If DDP pinned Bret Hart before the first guy came out, the match would have been over.
Really?
Yeah, so they had goofy rules that I didn't really agree with. So again, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what the rules are going to follow with this, because this is, 3 tag teams facing each other. You got the Authors of Pain taking on Sanity, taking on the Undisputed Era. So it's 3 on 3 on 3. So pretty similar to what I saw, but I think this is more tag team related.
Okay, so I pulled out the rules here.
Okay, go ahead.
So the 3-member teams will wage war inside a massive steel cage that surrounds 2 rings. All 3 teams will be contained inside separate shark cages by the entranceway. Kind of sounds like the Chamber.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, okay.
Similar to the Chamber, it sounds like. As chosen by the respective squads starting the match. After 5 minutes, the remaining members, one from one team, will be released from their shark cage and allowed to enter the match. When the other 3-minute period lapses, the remaining members from a second team enter the match in another 3-minute period. Why is it 2 then 3? No, it is 3. Maybe I just said 2. Following another 3-minute period, the final team members are released from the shark cage and enter the match. Once all 3 teams have entered War Games, the match beyond begins, and the victory can be attained by pinfall or submission.
So, okay, so if I understood that right, 1 member from each team starts out.
Right.
And then after X amount of time, one whole team, the remaining team, one of the remaining 2 partners, enter the match. And then after another time elapsed, another team...
It sounds like the whole team comes in after 3 minutes is what it sounds like.
So, yeah, okay, so... Yeah, see, I don't like that either.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather it be every minute or every minute and a half or something like that, 1 person from any random team starts. Because it makes that sound like, the remaining 2 guys of one team goes in. And then a couple minutes later, the remaining 2 guys of another team goes in. And see, I don't like that.
Maybe I'm reading it weird, but I read it word for word.
That's what I'm getting from.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm understanding from it. But, that, I guess the match doesn't they're fighting and shit, but... So
there is no pinfall or submission until
everybody's in.
Okay.
That makes a little more sense.
I like that a lot better than the match could be ending at any minute. Right. I'm also curious on how WWE is going to do the actual cage. Because when you looked at War Games back in WWE, I mean, it was just right there. It may have been 8 feet tall at the most.
Didn't it have a top too?
Oh yeah, it's covered. This better be covered. I
have no idea.
They better do this right, because they have one chance to do this right, and I think that's why they did it in NXT, to see how it gets over.
I don't know. There's no pictures or anything of it. At least here. I mean, I guess I could search a little bit, but
Yeah, but no, I mean they need to put the roof on, or else it kind of defeats the purpose of the actual war game itself. What they should do if they want to look at more, the WCW concepts. One time, do an actual like World War III, and with the 3 rings, you have Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
oh, that'd be cool,
right? I mean, it gives all opportunities to everyone for that moment.
Winner gets to choose what championship to go after.
Yeah, why not? I think that'd be a good idea.
That'd be awesome.
Right? There you go, WWE. Helping you out there.
Yeah. Free match rules.
Free match rules, bro.
Oh man. So I guess we could talk about the other people on the card too.
Yeah, I guess that'd be important. So the show's opening up with a dark match, which I'm not a big fan of dark matches. I'm not a big fan of a title being defended in a dark match, which to those of you who are wrestling fans should understand what a dark match is, but if you don't, it's basically the match that occurs but does not occur during taping. So this match is not going to be aired during the NXT pay-per-view itself, but they may show like highlights from it. But you're looking at Pete Dunne, who's the current WWE United Kingdom champion, taking on Johnny Gargano.
Pete Dunne, have you seen him?
Yeah, I think he debuted on Raw last week.
Yeah, he's a mean son of a bitch, and he carries his title around in his mouth.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like it either, but it's a little scary.
It's intimidating, no doubt. But I mean, when you think about the United Kingdom, you think about like honor and respect and everything. It's weird to have somebody put a belt in their mouth. It doesn't show total respect. I mean, it definitely shows aggression,
right?
But it doesn't show that respect you think would come from, like Jack Gallagher,
Gentleman Jack.
Gentleman Jack.
He'd probably carry that belt nicely.
Absolutely, he would. I mean, I think he'd definitely have it around his waist.
Think so?
It would have. Oh, he'd definitely put it. He's definitely a waist guy.
Yeah. I
don't think he'd ever have an opportunity to wear one because the cruiserweight's so like, nowadays.
Yeah. Well, the problem with the cruiserweight division is it has, it's only on the network.
Yeah.
And it's only an hour, and they only get airtime on Raw, but they're recorded after SmackDown.
Yeah. Then they also got Enzo Amore on there.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of, A
lot of people like him though, so that's the problem. Johnny Gargano, I believe, was in DIY. Johnny Wrestling, they call him.
Yeah, DIY. Yeah.
DIY or DIY? Yeah.
No, DIY. DIY.
Do it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, DIY.
Okay.
Yeah. He. I can't remember the partner that he was with, but he got betrayed by it. No,
yeah, he got betrayed.
He got betrayed. Yeah, because it's the bald-headed one that
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. I mean,
is that big scary dude?
No, this was a skinny bald-headed dude. I can't remember his name though. I don't. Outside of takeovers, I don't watch too much NXT because again, I mean, like I watch the network for pay-per-views and some of the goofy original shows they have. But I really should get into NXT because they do have a lot of great talent down there that eventually will come up.
I think you're gonna like if you do like when I watch NXT when I finally get time to sit down and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, I end up binge watching like 6-7 episodes at some points of time.
Yeah.
And I start back where I left off, so I'm like super behind.
I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start watching NXT, but I'm gonna start watching it after Takeover. Start fresh with it.
WarGames?
After WarGames. What'd I say?
Takeover.
Yeah, NXT Takeover WarGames, whatever. Yeah, they're all takeovers.
Oh. Really? I didn't know that. Oh yeah.
They're all takeovers. Because they're taking over. But yeah. I'm not sure which match is going to be the first match, but I'm going to assume it's either going to be, we got Aleister Black taking on the Velveteen Dream.
See, I don't know who the Velveteen Dream is, but I'm very familiar with Black.
Yeah, and same here. I know he's a little bit newer. I don't know anything about him. I know he's a little more outgoing, obviously, than... Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who are more outgoing than Aleister Black because he kind of keeps to himself. I mean, like, the dude enters the ring and he literally just sits there.
And at the point I got up to NXT, he hadn't even said a word yet on NXT.
I've never seen him talk.
I mean, the guy is just... he doesn't need to.
No.
Put him in the ring. He's gonna kick your ass, and then hopefully you don't lose any teeth.
Yeah, and that's that's a literal sense of the word kick, because that guy has some vicious kicks.
Mm-hmm.
But what's weird is like he kind of has a old ECW Raven sense to him, like when Raven used to kind of sit in the corner, and just kind of stare off at their opponent. Like not only like was he staring at his opponent, he was staring through his opponent.
Right, like he wasn't even there.
And this is kind of like what Alistair does. He just sits there, crosses his leg, he just stares at you, and then the moment you try to do anything, he finds a way to like either reverse it or prevent you from doing anything.
Yeah, I watched him and Atamio or whatever the
Hideo Itami?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He kicked his ass.
Oh yeah. We got Cassius Ono versus Lars Sullivan.
Okay, so Lars Sullivan is that big scary dude that when we picked the ECW brand. And like bald headed, I mean big.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, the last time I saw him wrestle, he actually got disqualified for just continuing to beat the shit out of the person he was fighting. Cassius Ono, I don't remember him offhand.
He is he's definitely a man. I mean he is a monster right there, no doubt.
He destroyed No Way Jose.
Yes way, Jose?
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's too much.
See what, and the one thing I like about him the most is he almost has like a Gorilla Monsoon, like an old Gorilla Monsoon kind of look to him.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's just a big ass fucking dude. I mean, like even when we look at the old pictures with him standing with, back with NXT, when Finn Balor and Braun Strowman was down there. I mean, he's not that far off from Braun. I mean, I think if he ever made it to the main roster, he'd probably be a great competitor for him.
Or a tag team partner.
Oh god, if he was a tag team partner, those two would never leave their waist.
So I'm looking at Cassius Ono here. He's 270, 6'4". So that's a big boy too.
Lars is 303 and 6'3".
So we're talking guys that got about 4 inches on me because I'm about 6 foot, and I weigh about 280, but I don't look like that.
Nah, the NXT has such great talent down there. It's one of the things like where it's only a matter of time before they get up to this roster and they start making those impact names for them. But the biggest thing is like you see NXT guys come up and succeed, and you've seen them fail. Like Finn Balor succeeded. Bobby Roode's still kind of in that stage where he's like evolving from it. The women wrestlers probably made the greatest impact come from NXT up here. It's the 4 Horsewomen, and Alexa Bliss and all that.
Well, look at Bo Dallas, who was an NXT champion.
Yeah,
I think he was an NXT champion for a while too.
Yep,
comes up. I couldn't stand him. I could not stand the whole believe. Every time he came on, I muted the TV.
Yeah, he was one of those who just it didn't work, and
right.
It's not to say that it'll never work. It's just right now it doesn't work.
Right.
But his brother Bray did pretty well.
Yeah.
Bray came up, did great. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, they came up. They all did good. Adam Rose really didn't work out.
See, and I think if they would have went the other way with Adam Rose, because he had a different character he was using in the indie scene.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but it was more of a darker
something Kruger.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the first name was. I know it wasn't Freddie. Obviously.
No, it wasn't. I know what you're talking about, though.
It may have been Adam Kruger.
I thought it was like Ian or something.
Nah, someone else can fact check us.
Yeah, but I remember I think it was like towards the end of his WWE run, there was a tweet that he put out, and it used like the catchphrase when he was the other guy. It just said like "ta-ta."
Really?
Yeah. So I thought they were trying to like
Leo Kruger.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of like hinting towards they're going to change him. And I thought like when he started beating up the rosebuds and stuff like that's what it was going to lead to. But I mean, obviously it never happened.
Well, no, I think he was picking up steam at that point in time. But then he ran into some legal troubles outside of the WWE.
Yeah, not so wrestling related.
Not
issues.
so wrestling related.
Definitely not so wrestling related. We got Ember Moon versus Cara Sane versus Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce for the vacant NXT Women's Championship, because as we all know, Asuka's now on Raw. You know, left NXT undefeated, relinquished her title, and now we're having a fatal 4-way to crown the next NXT champion.
See, the only name I recognize on here is Ember Moon. I watched her wrestle Asuka. That's a bad bitch, dude.
Ember Moon's my favorite to win that fatal 4-way. All the other ones, I mean, like, they're all great talents. I mean, even Billie Kay, who's, you know, coming to the ring with Peyton. I mean, they're all great. But, I mean, yeah, Ember has that, you know, she has that intensity and everything.
And her finisher is killer.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is wicked.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what, but I know it's off the top rope.
It's almost like a off the top rope kind of stretched out.
Cutter thing, right?
Like a cutter.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just...
That takes skill to do.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Nikki Cross I kind of like, too. If I remember right, because she's the one from Sanity. Or no. Maybe she's not. She's not the one from Sanity?
I don't think so.
Something about her stands out. I cannot remember what it is for life of me now. But I do remember hearing something about her. I remember seeing her in some matches. I don't know why. Maybe she was facing the girl from Sanity. But it don't matter. Ember Moon and Nikki Cross are probably like my go-tos in this match. Which, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from... I want to say it's Carrie. I think that's pronounced right. Carrie Sane or Peyton Royce. All great competitors. I mean, all will have an opportunity. Nikki Cross was in the Mae Young tournament. That's why.
I didn't watch it.
It's still in the WWE Network, so I do recommend you going back and watching it.
No, I just might.
Yeah, I mean, if there was anyone out here I think would win, it would have to be Ember Moon. I think she would end up taking the title. And, I mean, beyond her talent, I think she may slightly deserve it more than the others. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it all comes down to who obviously wants it more.
Right.
I mean, and that just leaves us with the main event, which is, I'm assuming it's going to be the main event, which is the champion, the NXT champion, Drew McIntyre, taking on Andrade Almas. Did I pronounce that right?
It's Andrada Cien Almas.
Oh.
Yeah, that's his ring name. I just know he's from Mexico. He's 176 pounds, 5'9". He looks pretty thick, so...
I've seen him wrestle, and I gotta say, I mean, like, for a bigger dude, very athletic.
Yeah, I think I've seen him before in NXT. It's not popping in my head right now. Obviously, we know who Drew McIntyre is.
Yeah.
Working his way back up, which is kind of surprising because he did build himself up in the indie scene and came back to WWE. So for him to come to NXT, I believe, is a very humble move for him. But he probably could have been walking on any one of the rosters.
I feel like the NXT was probably the best move for him at the moment. And I'm not, I mean, it's possible like maybe he even agreed and chose to do that. Because right now, I believe that the main rosters are so, you know,
packed.
Yeah, they're so packed with wrestlers and everything that if you were to put Drew McIntyre back in there, I think he just gets lost in the shuffle. I think right now, I think he's enjoying being the top guy in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, like I said, like maybe next year when things start, like, you know, thinning out, maybe he finally comes back up. Works at that mid-card area and then starts going back. And who knows, potentially could be in that champion that they were trying to groom him for the first time.
I mean, under Triple H's eye, I don't know how any of these guys aren't succeeding.
No.
That man made himself and remade himself.
Yeah, well, speaking of Triple H, let's get into Survivor Series and how Triple H is now part of Team Angle.
Yeah, he kind of just put himself right in there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Oh, sorry, you can't call it Team Angle. It's got to be Team Raw. My bad. But when the moment that Triple H got put into this match and put onto Team Raw, the first thing that came to my mind was, who is SmackDown going to take out and replace with The Rock?
Oh, that'd be cool.
That was the first thing I thought about. It's like, if they're doing this and putting Triple H in there, maybe there has to be like The Rock's coming back.
That would be, I mean, could you imagine it just be a last minute surprise? One of the, Orton or Rude or Nakamura. I don't think they'll replace Cena.
No.
I believe they'll replace anybody else with The Rock.
Out of any of these guys, unfortunately, I would say Bobby Roode would probably be the one that gets replaced.
I was thinking either him or Shinsuke.
Yeah. I think The Rock being part of this would have been great for it.
Yeah. God only knows what movies he's shooting right now.
God, that guy stays busy. So fucking busy.
He's got a new one coming out now. Remember the old arcade game Rampage? Where you pick a monster?
I just saw that preview yesterday.
Yeah.
Literally last night. I'm just I'm watching it and I didn't know what the fuck it was. I'm saying are they putting The Rock in a Planet of the Apes movie? And then all of a sudden, they started doing all this other shit. And I'm like, okay, there's a 30-foot werewolf or 30-foot wolf and shit like that. I've never played the Rampage game. I didn't know that was based on a game.
Yeah.
But now that I know that, I'm probably not going to like it. I don't like movies based on games. I haven't seen Pixels yet for that reason.
Pixels?
Yeah, I'm Sandler movie.
That's not really based on a video game.
The entire movie's based on multiple video games.
It's not based on a video game.
The entire...
No, they send video game characters to try to kill these guys.
There's a plot based on video games. Donkey Kong, Super Mario Earth, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man.
You haven't even seen the movie. How are you going to argue with me? I've seen the movie.
I saw the previews and that's enough. It's all based on movie. They're all video games in there, man.
Anyways.
Is Jumanji based on a game?
No.
Yes, it is. Because it's a game. Jumanji.
But it's not based on anything. There was nothing... Jumanji created Jumanji. There wasn't a game.
The entire movie is the game.
This is a wrestling podcast. I'm done arguing with you about movies. If you want to do that, I'll come on your other podcast.
Oh, shit. Team Raw, we have Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Triple H. I'm really excited to kind of see Triple H and Samoa Joe kind of work together because they did kind of have that partnership relationship back when Samoa Joe was
the Hitman.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see them back together again. It's also really interesting because you got these three faces in Angle, Strowman, and Balor with these two heroes, Samoa Joe and Triple H.
Do you consider Strowman a face?
He's very loved. I mean, he hasn't really done anything heel related.
I think he's maybe an anti-face.
I think ever since TLC, he kind of went babyface on it.
I think he's just kind of like an anti-hero. He's like the Punisher, where he does some mean shit, but he's doing it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm right.
I will agree with you if you could reference a wrestler to it being this is a wrestling show.
The Rattlesnake, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold was a babyface.
He was an anti-hero.
You're a fool.
I'm not going to argue.
I think as of right now, I think when Strowman was an anti-hero, it was before TLC. But I think ever since TLC, he took out the Miz. He took out the Miz Taraj. I think that kind of put him into that babyface stance. And not only that, when he was part of the ransacking of SmackDown by Raw, I think that was more of a babyface move too. Because if you're an bad or an anti-hero, you're not going to be part of that. But I mean, and I know you said you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But when you see it and you see how Braun Strowman not only acted but reacted with fellow Raw members, you'll kind of see that babyface then, because he's in the ring with the Shield that he faced at TLC, and he's cheering them on to do the triple powerbomb.
All right, so I will hold my opinion on him until I see that. Then
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause the show and then we're going to watch it.
All right, you're right. He totally was cheering them on and shit, made him look like totally babyface.
Yeah, but you see, like, the thing is, like, even though he was doing it, even though he kind of went all babyface out there, he was still that like startling, like, disturbing monster,
dominant force.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the best thing out of that entire attack was that big boot to Zack Ryder when he was coming down.
Right at the beginning.
Right at the very beginning.
I laughed right as soon as I hit him.
I gotta say though, it was weird. Like, not one power slam.
No. He's not a show hog. That's
true. Because babyfaces don't try to steal the show.
Yeah, I guess not.
Like Braun Strowman.
Like the Shield stole the show.
So following Raw's, for the list of Raw's guys are taking on. How do I fucking word that?
I don't know.
How did I fuck that wording up?
Team Raw.
Taking on Team Raw is obviously Team SmackDown, which has Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and John Cena.
But you don't have anybody as big as Braun Strowman on this team.
No. And that's the thing, too. I mean, like, because you have so much power on Team Raw, the only thing that Team SmackDown really has in their favor, I can't even see speed, because there's not really a lot of speed on there, too.
Yeah, since Shinsuke would probably be the fastest guy on the team.
Yeah, the biggest guy would probably be John Cena.
Right.
But John Cena can't take Braun Strowman around by himself.
Nope, we've already proved that.
And then you look at Samoa Joe. I mean, like, who do you match these people up with? And then you got, like, you got the experience of Triple H and Kurt Angle on there. And then you got the speed of Finn Balor.
But what does Shane do if he gets tagged in against Braun?
He's, I don't know, try to punch him again like he was a rock and sock robot.
Good thing it's an elimination match.
It's crazy how everything. It's crazy how these teams are made up. I think Kurt Angle is correct saying that SmackDown maybe doesn't have the superstars to compete with Raw. And the biggest thing is, like, they had to get John Cena, which the last time we saw John Cena was on Monday Night Raw.
And didn't he get destroyed by Braun?
Braun, Roman, all of them.
That's right, I forgot about the pay-per-view.
He almost lost against Jason Jordan.
Well, Cena is getting older.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. When you looked at SmackDown's roster, they had to go for John Cena because who's the fifth man if not John Cena?
Daniel Bryan.
I thought that would have been the greatest thing. I think I mentioned that to you last week. I think, like if they wanted to make this the most watched Survivor Series in the entire history of Survivor Series, Daniel Bryan would have came out to be the fifth man. Or if you get rid of John Cena and you get rid of Randy Orton and put the Bludgeon Brothers in there.
At least give you some size.
Yeah, exactly. It'll give you some guys to help you against Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe.
Triple H and Cena match up well together, but that's about it. Finn Balor and Shinsuke.
Yeah, so I see Triple H and Cena. I see Finn and Shinsuke. Kurt Angle with, where he is, I think, like, now in his life.
Shane.
Probably with Shane. But that still leaves what? Orton and Bobby Roode with Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman?
So you'd have to almost say that Bobby Roode would probably be for Samoa Joe. They at least have passed and have wrestled each other before. Mm-hmm. Way back in or TNA or whatever the fuck it's called now.
Yeah. But, so if you're looking at this Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, who are you taking to win?
I say SmackDown's gonna pull it off somehow. I think SmackDown's just on a roll with all the things that they've been doing and putting on better shows.
In the world of underdog kind of style that WWE kind of seems to have, I can see SmackDown doing it. But I also see SmackDown taking an upper hand in the match, but end up losing because you still got to look at those factors of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Right. So I was thinking the same thing, but I'm thinking that there's on both sides because you have Kane who can come in, or even Bray Wyatt for that fact, to come in and screw with Strowman or Balor.
Yeah. Well, you go SmackDown. I'll go with Raw. One of the the only pre-match on here is Enzo Amore versus Kalisto for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Again,
yeah,
fucking title match on the pre-show.
Yeah. Who are you taking to win?
I want Kalisto to win. Kalisto is at least fun to watch in the ring. Enzo uses the same finisher as fucking what's her face, the Asian Gail Kim.
Oh,
the eat the feet.
Yeah. Miz as the Intercontinental Champion taking on Baron Corbin, the U.S. Champion.
I got the Miz.
Taking the Miz?
Yeah. I just think, I don't know, with the Miz Taraj out there and everything, yeah, Corbin. I like Corbin, don't get me wrong, but
I'm going to go with Corbin just because I've liked how Corbin has seen so much success since winning the U.S. title. I think it gives him that confidence to keep going. I think this is his moment to win.
Very well could be.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the other Survivor Series 5-on-5 match. The women's division. Team Raw with Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Bayley taking on Becky Lynch, Carmella, Naomi, Tamina. And then they got TBA because we saw Charlotte win the women's championship, which means it actually keeps an opening.
So wouldn't they put Natalya in there then?
You would think so, but I mean, maybe they'll leave it open. Let's see it. Well, let's see it. They give you a little A there. So the note at the bottom here: the final member of SmackDown Women's team will be announced at the pay-per-view. Charlotte was originally on the team, but was removed after she won the SmackDown Women's Championship. So all signs point to it definitely should be Natalya, but maybe it's not.
You know what this means? We predict the match. We predict the fifth person.
Okay. I'm going to go with Team SmackDown.
I'm going to go with Team Raw.
Because Becky's my girl.
Asuka's a badass.
Asuka is a badass. That is true. So who do you think is going to be the fifth member?
I'm going to say Paige.
Paige? Ooh.
Yeah. How you like them apples?
Ooh.
Like that?
Ooh.
This is one of two of my predictions for Paige. If she doesn't show up at this one, she'll be at the female Royal Rumble to make her return.
A female Royal Rumble?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that's actually happening? Or is this
I've been hearing a lot of rumors. I'm not hearing, but I read a lot of shit.
I was going to go with Lana, but Paige sounds like a good one. I can't think of anyone who's down in NXT right now that I can see be moving up.
I mean, possibly Ember Moon.
But I think
she's going to win the NXT title.
I think she needs some time being champion down in NXT before she takes the leap up. I mean, who else is on the SmackDown women's roster?
I think you have to look beyond the SmackDown's women's roster, to be honest.
Emma makes a return?
No, they fired her ass.
I heard a lot of rumors that Trish Stratus was thinking about coming back.
I heard that too, but then I heard she was pregnant.
Oh,
That lucky guy.
that lucky fucking guy.
Do you think she gets hit with the Stratus faction?
Oh shit! Look at you go.
Right.
I don't want to have the same answer as you, but I'm going to agree with you. I'm thinking Paige. I mean, like, logically, you'd want to go with Lana because she'd be the only alternative other than Natalya being an actual SmackDown, women's wrestler. But, I mean, if this could be Paige's moment to come back, I mean, I haven't really heard much about her since, they kind of started doing some, rehab work and stuff at the NXT facility. I mean, it could be Paige. All right, well, I'm going to say Paige with you.
Better make a note.
We'll know.
We'll know. You're going to text me while I'm at work. Motherfucker! It was Lita.
Boom, Lita. Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair. Women's champion versus women's champion.
I think this is going to be a hell of a match. But I'm gonna pick Charlotte.
I don't recall ever watching a match with them face each other in NXT. I don't remember ever seeing it. So it's definitely awesome to kind of see this differently now. I'm going with Alexa Bliss, though. Because, I don't know, it's just something about her. And she did.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is. No. It's just, I mean, like, somehow, I mean, like, she's almost like an AJ Styles or like a Daniel Bryan. Like, she's small, but she knows how to win a match.
Oh, yeah. I would compare her more to a Miz. She just finds a way to win matches.
Yeah, I can see a Miz. Definitely, woman-like Miz.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. We got the Shield versus the New Day.
Oh, man, I gotta go Shield. I think they're just gonna destroy New Day. I think New Day's kind of on a downward curve at the moment. After losing the titles and stuff like that.
Well, Seth and Dean lost the titles.
In a shady fashion.
Yeah.
But I also think that Owens and Zayn could mess with that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I guess I'll piggyback on you and go with the Shield myself too. Both teams have history working with each other, but I mean, the Shield is a group of 3 heavyweight champions. Which not taking anything away from the New Day being the longest reigning tag team champions, but I mean, you got 3 heavyweight champions creating a dominant, trio.
Right. That don't give a damn about what they got to do. They just do it.
Yeah, the last time you see a trio, last time you saw a trio who was this dominant, you have to go years back.
The Freebirds?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I don't know. Can you think of any other popular trios that come up in it? Legacy.
Legacy was a trio, but I don't know if they were as dominant as the Shield.
Close enough.
Maybe the Wyatt family.
Wyatt family before Braun, even with Braun, but yeah, the before Braun.
I like the before Braun.
Yeah, current Sanity maybe. Yeah. Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Usos.
I'm gonna pick the Usos.
I'm going Cesaro and Sheamus.
I like the Usos.
You do like the Usos.
I think I picked them to win most of the time.
You are. And you're 50% right on it.
Hey.
Not bad.
I bet $2 on each side, and I'll at least make my money back.
Right. Yeah.
They bet on this stuff in Vegas?
Half on red, half on black. Yeah.
Really?
I believe so.
Even though it's...
As far as I know, you could gamble. You could bet on anything in Vegas.
I have an idea. We can't discuss it on there.
Yeah. Completely unrelated. I found a way we can make money for the show. I think the last one we have to talk about here is Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles.
So, man, I'm very torn with this one. Because I want AJ to win. But I don't think they're going to let that happen. I think something's going to happen.
I already wrote down Brock, so.
For you? I'm going to pick AJ then. But I think that this match does not end clean. If it does, I'll be shocked.
I don't know anyone who's a bigger AJ Styles fan than me. I know definitely Mental Mary isn't.
Her opinion doesn't count.
No, it's irrelevant. She's mental for God's sakes.
Right.
But AJ I don't think has ever faced anyone like Brock Lesnar.
I don't think anybody has ever faced anyone like Brock Lesnar until you face Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. It was weird, before we recorded, when I was thumbing through Facebook and like wrestling stuff pops up.
Yeah.
There was the highlights of the 2003 Survivor Series. Did you see that one?
I saw that where he does the flop. Is that where Lesnar does a shooting star press and misses?
That was WrestleMania.
Oh.
Versus Kurt Angle.
Sorry, it pops in my head and I laugh.
Yeah. Well, thank God you know your history by being on a wrestling show. Anyways, no, that was WrestleMania 19. I think it was the WrestleMania 19. Stone Cold Steve Austin's last match was also that night. Fun fact.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Anyways, no, it was Team Lesnar versus Team Angle.
Really?
Yeah, and in that match, Chris Benoit actually made Brock Lesnar tap out by the crippler crossface.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was pretty intense to see because I don't see too many times where Brock Lesnar actually taps out. So, but he did to Chris Benoit.
I mean, if you're gonna tap out anybody,
it would probably be definitely the what do they call him, the Rabid Wolverine?
The Rabid Wolverine.
Yeah, toothless aggression.
Toothless aggression.
Cool. Yeah, I mean we got our predictions for it. I'm really excited for this. Out of all these matches on here, which one do you think you're more excited to see? The most excited to see?
The most excited to see?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go for the original 5-on-5 Survivor Series match for the men, with the women falling closely behind.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm excited to see the Brock AJ fight. I think they have two different wrestling. What's the word? Styles, yeah. Yeah, AJ. I think it's gonna clash so well. I think AJ will use his speed. I think Brock will use whatever he can, power and the speed he does have. Maybe he'll keep up with AJ, but I mean, I'm picking Brock just because of the wreckage that he leaves every time he enters arena. I mean, he beat Braun Strowman. He beat Samoa Joe.
Right. I mean, Brock has a history of like when he wrestles the AJ Styles or like CM Punk's, Eddie Guerrero. He puts on an amazing match with these guys.
Yeah.
So
it's like AJ mentioned in his promo on SmackDown. Like all he needs to do is blow Brock up, keep him moving until he can't move anymore.
Right.
But I'm really excited to see that. And then I mean the 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches. I mean those are always going to be those within top 5. Those will always be top 5 in any Survivor Series pay-per-view because I mean it's a traditional match for the pay-per-view.
Right.
It's like watching the Elimination Chamber at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-views and Hell in the Cells. The Royal Rumble match is the biggest part of the Royal Rumble. I mean, I think the entire card from top to bottom is going to be great. Not so much Enzo being part of it, but pre-match. Pre-show match. But I mean, the rest of it, everything's great. I love Natalya. I think she's a great wrestler, but I think with Charlotte facing Alexa, it's going to be a little bit different.
Right. I think Natalya, for me, works better when she's, like, not crazy. When she's more of a face.
Yeah, she tries too hard to be a heel, and it kind of, kind of blows up in her face. But who knows? I mean, like, I'm excited to see what the future holds for her, and kind of see what goes on with that. Because I mean, if she's not the 5th member of the SmackDown team, it just opens up the possibility for it to be Paige, or an upcoming NXT star, or even Lana,
or a returning diva or women's champ or something like that.
Fuck yeah. But I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, it's gonna be excitement. It's almost like the moments where who's coming out in the Royal Rumble, who's making those returns.
I love those.
Right. I mean, I think the best one was AJ's by far.
Oh, I marked so bad. I was sitting there. We were in the basement, and the music hit. I was like, "Whose fucking music is this?" And I look at this ring, and I see him bent down. I was like, "That's AJ Styles." My girlfriend's like, "How do you know that just by looking at the silhouette?" I'm like, "I know AJ Styles."
Yeah, I know AJ Styles. Everyone knows AJ Styles.
Anybody who's relevant.
True that. Mental Mary.
Mental Mary.
Oh, jeez. SCW had their show actually tonight. We didn't get to make it out, so we'll have to keep an eye open for hopefully next month.
Hopefully.
What other? Before we say our goodbyes, what indie shows are happening this month?
You know what? I think I saw. Was it Crash Givings is still coming up? I believe.
Yeah, so we got the Crash Givings, which is a Crash Test Wrestling.
Right.
So that's next Saturday. Starts at 6:30. And then you got Black Label Pro on December 1st, so the following Friday.
So that's all we know of right now?
Those are the only ones I have on my calendar here. It looks like everything else has come and gone. Rise happened. The other Crash Test show of this month already happened.
Yeah, they're doing a double show this month.
Yeah, Crash Test is one that I want to go watch. It's definitely on the list of ones that we must go see. And who knows, let's see what next week looks like. I got high school reunion, but I don't think I'm going to go to that.
I went to mine. It was fun, but it was just nice to see people I haven't seen in like 10 years that I actually liked.
The only thing that would make me go if they had an open bar, and I don't think they do.
Do you got to pay for it?
Yeah, we got to pay like $10, and it's supposed to cover like appetizers. And I went on the Facebook page, and I asked them, like, is beer included in appetizers? And they never answered.
That's some bullshit.
I know, right? And then
I paid $25 for mine, and I got dinner, unlimited beer all night.
Yeah. There was one girl who I went to school with, and she posted on that page saying, hey, me and my husband opened up a brewery not far away from where we're having the reunion. So stop by before the reunion and have a beer. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is it free? I mean, like, you want me to drive all the way up to Joliet, pay $10 to eat appetizers and not a lot of my friends are going. So I'm really just going to hit on the hot chicks that I was too shy to hit on in school. That's pretty much the only reason I'm going to go.
Oh, well, that's why I went.
Yeah, I mean, I
brought my girlfriend with me, but...
Yeah, I mean, like, what else is there? I was like, oh, hey, what are you doing? Like, I give a shit.
I mean, I didn't like half the people. When certain people friend requested me, I was like, why is this asshole friend requesting me? Fuck it, let's see what's going on.
Let's see how they're doing and shit.
You're invited. Oh, fuck.
But, I mean, I want to go. I think a couple of the people I know are going to be there, and they mentioned, like, oh, no, you should definitely go. But the group that I usually hung out with, I don't think they're going, so I may not go. But if not, it leaves me an opportunity to check out Crash Test Wrestling.
I mean, I won't be able to afford to go, but if you go, let me know, and I
got you, boo.
Support you in some way.
I got you, boo. We'll figure it out.
No, when I went to mine, a lot of my buddies hit me up that we used to hang out with, so that's why I went. Otherwise, I was going to be like, fuck it, I ain't going. But I get, a couple older buddies who are flying in for it. One flew in from Vegas, and I was like, well, fuck, now I got to go. And then we ended up just getting hammered all night.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, this is actually this correction is not the second episode of the week. We actually did release 2 episodes last week, though.
Right.
Yeah. This going to be released on Saturday. So I think actually we released 3 episodes this week.
We're fucking awesome.
God, we're really good at this. So
we're not behind at all.
If you haven't had an opportunity to check out the previous episode, me and Dizzle J created the roster for the ECW relaunch, if you will, if WWE decides to do so. On top of that, we also created the championship matches for the ECW heavyweight title, the ECW television title, and the ECW tag team title.
Right.
So go back, and this is your guys' opportunity to interact with the show. Go back, listen to that show, listen to our roster picks, and check out the championship matches and who we picked, who we thought would be the best champion. Give it a listen. Comment on our Facebook page under the post for the show and tell us, hey, do you agree with the people we put on there? Is there somebody we missed do you think should be on there? There's somebody we put on there you don't agree with. Also, look at those matches, You agree with our picks for, the first ever, ECW champion or television champion or tag team champion. Get involved with us and let us know. And make sure you follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Just follow us on social media and keep involved with us. And then check out our website where eventually we're going to do the About Me section and update that calendar more often. It's a process. So, maybe after the holidays we'll get more into it.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier than...
Definitely after the holidays. But make sure you keep in touch with us on social media. It's the best way to interact with us. And we do a pretty good job of responding back to you guys.
That's what Facebook tells us.
Apparently, there's a responsive rate, and we're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I think we're in the 90s.
Fuck yeah. We're awesome.
Yeah.
And since there's both of us doing it, it's that much easier.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. What should I say to this guy? Here, this is what you say. All right.
Yeah. no matter what, there's at least two of us who are going to answer. And with our work schedules, I mean, like, we're up a majority of the days anyway, so it's not like we miss a lot.
No, you're usually probably up more in the day side than I am, and I'm usually up at night more than you are.
Yeah, but get involved on Facebook, get in touch with us, follow us on Twitter and everything. Every time we post a new show, we will link it onto our post so you guys can find them easily, because these are on, Podbean, they're on YouTube. And they're on iTunes, so anybody with an Android or an iPhone or an iPad or a tablet, they could listen to our show from anything, because you can find us through Podbean using your Android. You can find us on iTunes using your iPhone or whatever.
Or anything using YouTube.
Anything using YouTube. I'm still working on Google Play. It is being a fickle bitch.
So we got Podbean, but not Google Play.
Google Play is a little bit trickier.
Really?
Podbean is what you launch it on, so you can use it. You can use Google Play through Podbean.
Ah.
See, without Podbean, I couldn't get it on iTunes. Yeah, you need that launch pad, I guess.
We need a little training sesh.
Yeah, I need to find a guy. If you know how to get Google Play to work, please contact me so I can get our show onto Google Play. In the meantime, you got anything else?
Match pick of the week?
Match pick of the week.
All right, so going back to 2005, which seems not that far ago, but really fucking is.
12 years. Yeah. Over a decade.
Yeah.
Nice.
TNA, Final Resolution. One of my favorite matches, Ultimate X. Have you seen these? Do you know what I'm talking about, the Ultimate X matches?
Yeah. From each post, there's ropes pretty much tied across in the form of an X with the belt hanging above the ring.
Or an X, depending on what the match is. This was actually for the X Division Championship.
So what was the X for?
That's just for an Ultimate X match. They'll have them without titles.
Okay.
And those are sometimes even more ridiculous.
It's basically, it's from what I understand, it's a ladder match without the ladder.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But you can use a ladder to get the belt.
Sweet.
So anything goes.
See, I thought you had to crawl across the ropes.
No, you just have to get the belt from the middle. It doesn't matter how you do it. You just got to get it.
Okay.
So it's P. Williams, AJ Styles, and Chris Sabin. P. Williams is the master of the Canadian Destroyer, which we have voted on before was probably one of the most devastating finishers. AJ Styles, we all know who AJ Styles is. Chris Sabin is probably one, I think, an X Division original, and also half of the Motor City Machine Guns with Alex Shelley. And those two were amazing together. But this match was ridiculous. Just a couple highlights here. Styles had Sabin up in almost an electric chair position. And then Williams climbed the ropes, and hit Sabin with a Hurricanrana. How do I say it? Hurricanrana? Hurricanrana? That's it. from dropping off the rope. And just everybody was done.
Okay.
And then another one towards the end of the match, AJ Styles hit a one-arm Styles Clash because his arm was all fucked up. You gotta watch the match to see more details. And then the ending, AJ Styles won, but Sabin and Williams were up fighting for the belt. They're both up in there. They both got a hand on the belt. They get it off. They're both holding it. Now, whoever controls the belt first wins. AJ Styles gets on a top rope, springs board, grabs the belt, and falls to win the match. Spectacular. I mean, you need to go watch it. It's about a 20-minute match. Well worth the time. It's something I did while I was at work. But
is it fun on YouTube?
It is on YouTube.
The full match.
I think I can post it to the page.
Yeah, you can share it to our page. So yeah, perfect. Yeah, share it to the page and everything. Go to our Facebook page. Find the match of the week by Diddles J. Still working on the name for the segment, but time will come with that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of AJ Styles, but Chris Sabin, P. Williams were also, those were the guys who, they made the X Division what it was.
And we're talking, this is P. Williams, Team Canada.
Oh yeah, this is pre Scott Steiner Jr.
Right.
Gotcha. But no, the Canadian show is probably I think we ranked it as one of the best finishers ever.
It's just so vicious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great pick. Even for TNA. That's when TNA was good.
When they concentrate on X Division.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's few and far between what they're doing now. Like, I don't even know what they're doing now because I don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, I watch it here and there, and it seems like a combobbled hot mess.
Yeah, like a wet turd.
Yeah.
Perfect. Check out the match of the week. We'll post it on YouTube here. Make sure you keep in contact with us and interact with us through this whole experience because we do this for you. So we just need a little help from you guys to interact. You got any questions or anything? Message them to us. Wrestling related questions, and we'd love to answer shit like that for it. And we'll even give you a shout out on the show. Got anything else?
I think it's time to ring the bell on this episode.
Perfect. As always, I am Travesty.
I'm Dizzle J.
And thank you for listening to another episode of Just Freaking Wrestling, the JFW Podcast.
Peace.